All right, well, I had a comment from someone on my Wordle video that their group they play with is playing to fail using hard mode and that it's tougher than you think. And so I'm assuming that perhaps they don't know about the game DontWordle, which is exactly that. It's Wordle, but you're trying not to solve the Wordle, and you have to follow hard mode, and you can't reuse grays and all that jazz. So let's do today's DontWordle, and maybe some people aren't aware that this game exists, and it's kind of fun. It's a little bit, like they said, it's tougher than you'd think. You'd think, oh, well, failing Wordle is easy, but when you have to follow hard mode and you can't reuse grays and such, it's tricky. And I'm going to make it even harder by using the random starting word button on the site, which you actually can't see on the screen there, but it's there, trust me. And March is what we get. Okay, so we have to use the A. We can't use M, R, C, or H. So, I mean, pizzazz is the obvious way to go at this point. And hope we don't... Okay, we got the green A. So we're down to 352 words remaining. By the way, you do get undos in this game. You'll see right above me there. We have 5 undos remaining. I generally try not to use undos unless I have to. But it's certainly, you know, fine if you want to use it. Like, I could have undone when I got the green A or the yellow A even, for that matter. But I just like the extra challenge. Okay, so my general approach is to use unusual letters and to try to repeat as many letters as possible. So that way we're getting fewer letters that we've already used, and we have more possible letters we can use and more possible answers that way. Something, what would be good here? Ideally something that's going to reuse, you know, a letter or a couple of letters. We could still do another A, because one thing that happens is you run out of vowels pretty quick trying to guess words. So we could use another A potentially, like, you know, something like aware, but we can't do the R, and that's too good. We don't want to do the E. Award would be better, slightly, but we still can't use the R, so... let's see, X, W, K, V, those are good letters to use. Q if we can. Unlikely. I mean, we could use the Q, but it's going to use other, you know, like we could just like quail or quake or something, but that's going to use too many good letters, so we don't want to do that. Oh man, we could almost do khaki, which would be great, but we can't do the H. It does have the I as well, but the double K is really good. We could do, yeah, I can think of some, like, knack with the double K, but that we can't do the C, so that's no good. And I could think of some things with an X, like, well, we can't do the C anyways, but, like, exalt we could do, but that's too many good letters. Maybe there's something we could do. Is there something with a double... Well, staff. I was going to say something with a double F. That could be good. Ooh. Quaff. Quaff. I said that Q wasn't going to work, but that's actually really good. The double F and the Q, it does put the U in there, but let's go with quaff. Oh. Okay, well... I mean, it's most likely to be a U here. So let's see if we can use a U somewhere else. Man, maybe at the beginning, something, well, we could do, we could almost do umami, but we can't because of the M. Otherwise, that's good with the double M, but we already used the M in March. We could do something like usage, but that feels like it's too good of a word. I don't want to do a good word that's likely to be the answer. I want an unusual word. Is there something with a U? Well, snafu, if we hadn't already used the F, could be good. With the U at the end. So it's either U at the beginning or U here. I think. I think B-E-A-U-X is a word, right? I mean, that's some good letters, but B and X... I don't know, let's try that. Ooh, oh, there's only 2 words remaining. Okay, so we have to use an undo. Shoot. Well, let's think about what the answer probably is. It's probably usage, actually. Or, I don't know what the other... It's got to be a U at the beginning. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, so we have to undo. It's probably usage. Is there any way... I don't think there's any way to get there after quaff. Because there's 13 words, but, you know, once I put the U at the beginning... We're going to have to do another undo. Okay, let's see if we can get there now from pizzazz. So... We know not to use the U. Or the S, or the E, or the G, assuming it's usage. There were two possibilities still, but I don't know what the other one is. I'm going to assume it's an obscure word, and the answer is usage. So, but we definitely know we don't want to use the E. We can use O and I. So, something like plaid, but we already did the P. We could do something with another A. We talked about that. But something like agave, but we don't want to do the G or the E. Llama could be interesting with another A and the double L. That gives us... Oh, we already used the M. Okay, never mind. I think ataxia is a word. Like ataxia? Where you lose control of your body. I think ataxia. I think so. We could try it. That could be good. Okay, okay. Good, good. We have a lot of possibilities still. Okay, so we've still got the A and the O, so we could do an OA word. We could also do an AI word. OA. K, but then we've got to do like an S or something. OA. I don't know what that would be. Something like coach would be great with the double C, but we've already used the C and the H. Can't do board because of the R. Can't do koala because we already did the double A. All right, let's try the AI then. Something like flare or plaid, or we can't do the P or the R. We could do flail. That would be good. The double L, let's go with flail. Okay, now we've only got 2 guesses left, so I think we're gonna have to use one of the, you know, we could probably do the OA with an E, because there's a lot of words with the E at the end, so that's not gonna really limit us too much. Or maybe we could use an S, either one. In fact, we could do a double S, and we could do soaks. Then we'll have to use an S on our last one, but all it will be was the yellow S and the green A. So that could be really good. Okay. Oh, really? That's the only... What? That's the only possible word at that point? All right, I gotta undo again. Okay, so no S. Maybe we use the E, and maybe we do EA and get the yup, but then we still have to do. Well, we could do Beano. That's gonna give us the green A and the yellow E, and then we just need one word that's not usage that has the A and the E. I don't know what's gonna be. Well, then we can do Quake, right? Yeah, then we can do Quake. That'll be fine. Okay, so we'll do Beano. And then we can do Quake to finish it off. There we go. All right. Well, I managed not to Wordle. The word was usage, like I thought. We did have to use some undos. That was a tricky one. So here was the... Oh, let's see. There were the other words that were still remaining before the end, but evade is good. Evade is. I didn't think about evade. That would have been a good one. instead of, well, but we'd still have the E at the end, but we still could have done quake then at that point. Evade and quake would have worked. Suave would not, because you'd have the yellow S, but... So there you go. That's Don't Wordle, and I managed not to wordle today. It was not a very good random starting word, because those are a bunch of good letters, and so that made it harder to think of words, you know, since I couldn't use those letters anymore. But anyways, there you go. Let me know how your solve of this Don't Wordle went today, and of course, be sure to subscribe for more.